What is up, people? Team Darkside Goat Balls. It has been a while since my last video, but we got a surprise today. What is it involved? That big tub right there. You see that big tub? That's a big tub of Bondo? We'll find out what I'm doing with it. If you guys are interested in videos like this, you know what to do.
Check out bigassports.com for more details.
So this is basically just a follow-up of what I've been doing, what I found out about this setup, and what I am doing to it. So the first things first, everybody wanted to know about the power of the amps. Everybody's curious what they actually did, because the last video, the amp video, did so well. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what they did. So just to remind you, we have two D1 subs. They're wired at half ohm each on two NA 5KDs. I went ahead and bought an SMD AMM1 to test them. I've been testing a lot of people, but mostly for us. And what I come to find out is that they are rising so hard from half ohm to 4 ohms. They're rising to only producing 200 watts to each sub. 200 watts, because it rises to 4 ohms. So what I'm gonna do is get a new amp. One big amp. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You'll find out later on. But I can assure you that this amp will take up the entire back area. As you've seen, I have the 2 amps here. This will take up the entire back. The whole amp will. Again, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to tell you it's very powerful, and it will handle everything that we need to do with it, because I'm wiring it down even further. We're going to 1/4 ohm, people. 1/4 ohm. Very scary, but because of the rise, it should handle quite well. The second thing that everybody wanted to know is what was the company we went with the highs and mids? You know, what was that company? People were trying to figure out what it was. I'm here to tell you what the company was and how we're doing it. The company was Cosmos Audio. So I built this specially designed pod. It's all toilet work. It's all toilet flanging and toilet material that I put together to make this pod. It's sealed, it's tight. I mean, this, and I can remove it. I can remove this pod area anytime. There's a cavity behind it that it kind of goes into, as you can see, goes into it. And so that way I can remove this entire piece if I want to alter any of the you know, if I want to put a different one in or anything like that. And it wires to the back door. And I'll be doing that to the other side, but before that I'll be removing this, and here's where the third thing comes in, the Bondo. What's the Bondo doing? Well, the Bondo is filling in these areas. If you can, I'll try to get a, there you go. Yep, you can see the gap. It's on both sides. So we're going to fill that in with Bondo all the way down and across in those areas, and then I'm going to put a whole plate, one whole sheet, 3/4 inch plate down. I got to take out the middle console. The seats can go, because I took the back off the other one. The seats can go forward, take the middle console out, slap the whole piece in. It'll be one whole piece. It'll get rid of this. We had this up here. It's just a 45 piece to fill in the top area, but that's all going to come out Bondoed and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and start mixing some stuff up, laying some stuff on, and I'll get back to you in 1 second. So this is 7 pounds of Bondo. I'm gonna go ahead and get this top off the best way I can. Oh my. I don't know, is it a twist top? There we go. Woo! Damn, that is on there tight. And now you can use this for mixing, but I want to keep it clean, so I've got me another piece of plastic that I'm going to use. Big container of hardener, and of course the big thing of Bondo. Now I need something to pry this open with. Get out my toolkit. Old bit in there. And get out a big bit, big flathead bit. Jam that in there. Start prying it up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can hear the tss when it broke open. Yes, sir. As you can see, we got tons of Bondo to lay on. So I'm gonna go get a something to mix this up in the can. I have a spatula for the surface, but I want to mix the can up, so I'll be right back. Well, look what I found. A Lincoln log. We'll use this to stir this up. Let's get started. There we go. Now I'll get the application on the pad and we'll begin the mixing process. So now we have our blob of Bondo. We apply a strip completely across it, the same length for the mixing. Just like that. That's the exact amount that you need to mix this properly. That's it. Very simple. People always assume that, you know, you want to put a little bit more because it looks so big. That's the exact amount. Every time. If you put a line directly across it just like that, you're guaranteed results every time. So let's start mixing this up. You just keep kind of folding it in there. You want that pinkish tinge to it all the way through. That way you know that the hardener is in every inch of it and not just in one, you know, concentrated in one particular area, because that area is going to dry up the fastest. All right, looks pretty good. I'll reposition the camera and we'll continue on from there. All right, and just kind of like icing, just butter it right in there.
Yeah. Adrenaline. 2021. Fuck your life. My means to be open, cause the D's will be smoking. Then pull out a canvas, the ease will be broken. The fiends that we notice, pull on the hammer, they're easily soaking. Fast money motives, dollars that turn into need for sweet tokens. Emergency meeting, somebody coughing, dabbing off COVID. Focus on even the slowest of games. Riding with killers, I don't know their names. Games in these lanes, I switched up and changed. Whips still the same, pleasure and pain. Like night bass in the right face. Hair tricks blow at the right pace. 2 subs making all the right shape. 21 is just a rat race. Who the fuck gets all that cheese? Get a fat stack, sit back, watch all that. Keenan and Kel reruns his tail. Get smacked by an OG twisted tea. Only liquors in my vaccine. Only shots I take is in glass. Always the head of my class. Simple minds on a simple screen. My means to be open, cause the D's will be smoking. Then pull out a canvas, the E's will be broken. The fiends that we notice, pull on a hammer, they're easily soaking. Fast money motives, dollars that turn into need for sweet tokens. Emergency meeting, somebody coughing, dabbing off COVID.
There we go. Might have kicked it a little too hard in that one spot. That's okay. Just a quick little update. It's looking pretty good. I'm getting the kick down a lot better, so it's kind of lasting a little bit longer, which is good. Kind of what I want. But I've got this area almost fulfilled. So I got to worry about the rest of the area, backfilling it back over. But just a quick little update. We'll check back with you in a sec. So I wanted to show something that most people probably haven't seen before, is the actual kicking process, how hot it gets. So to prove it, I have here digital thermometer. We'll hit the spot. 78.79, 78.1. There you go. Right? 78. Check this out. 113, 117, 115, 114. Look at that. 118. Some of the spots get even hotter the thicker they are. Look, 130. Look at that. So that just proves to you that that kicking process is really happening. It gets super hot along that edge. It's nice and cool because that was where it was recently done, but back here was, wow, just laid on. And look at that. Crazy, huh? Pretty wild. Well, I'm gonna call this day one of the Bondo project. It's actually pretty good. It's a little chunky on the edges, but that's where it built up at the most. I can always beat that down. But the inside middle parts are really good. And if it does need a little fill, you know, pinholes or what have you, I can always do it over. But that's going to be it for this chunk. This will be a progressional video. The next time we'll probably end up starting on that side, and then I'll get to the whole bottom area, the whole bottom section. Mind the felt, that was to seal the bottom plate to the box, but it didn't really work out too well with the resin, so I'm just going to Bondo the whole thing over at the bottom and put the plate over top of it all, and then reinstall the pods, and it'll be ready for ruckus. Hopefully we'll have that larger amp in time as well. You'll get to see what that is and what it's capable of. But we'll continue with part 2 momentarily. Welcome back to day 2. Except this time, from there, I have to cut away all that foam. All that foam. I've started removing this. I'm gonna get this out the way. I'm gonna rip it off from the other side as well. That actually came out really good. Let me move some of these pillows a little bit. That came out pretty good. Nice and hard. It doesn't stink in here. I've had the door open for a minute now, but it doesn't stink in here anymore. So at least that's gone. But today we're gonna work a little bit on this now. The best part about this side is that it's so much thinner. So much thinner. So I don't have to put nearly much as a coat, but I want to get all this cut away. So I'm gonna go grab me a trusty kitchen knife. I'm gonna cut all this away and we're gonna get started. And just like that, kapow, we get it all cut and squared away. So now we're gonna start in this area, applying the Bondo all the way up to the tip in a few layers. I'll let you know how the progress turns out. So here we go with a little update. Started getting it on there. Now with this side, unlike the other side where I started on the edge and then kind of feathered it into the middle with thicker amounts, this time I'm doing thicker amounts in the center and towards the edge of this side to get to this edge. So that way when it kind of graduates to it, it'll feather in a lot better than I did on that side where I started on the edge and rolled over. I'm hoping this method will do a little bit better. As you can see, good thing I'm wearing gloves. I didn't wear gloves yesterday and I paid for it. I had to use acetone and all kinds of stuff to get it off my hands. But today I'm wearing gloves. I got another set of gloves with me to keep my hands clean as possible. So I'm gonna start layering some more on here. It's already kicked. It's already kicked and ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay some more layers on there and catch back up with y'all in a sec. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call this day 2. Once again, it's one of those, I don't know how much more it needs and where it needs it the most, but I'm gonna get it nice and flattened out with some sanding. Then I'll go over it with a few more, you know, coats to get the low spots up so everything's nice and flat and even. Then I'm gonna attack the bottom and get all that sealed up together. And that way this will all be done with and we'll be ready for the beauty plate. So guys, stick around. Here comes part 3. Here we are in Atlantic City, walking along the famous boardwalk.
Sun got bright.
She's so cute. Yeah, right. 99 cents. Yeah, I seen that. That's cool. Arcade go-karts. Yeah, up there. I'm not sure. Arcades and go-karts.
Psychic reading.
No.
Escape rooms.
Oh yeah. There we are, just living it up. Don't feed the seagulls.
Yeah, I'm pretty light-handed.
Yeah, I was about to say you're light-handed too.
And I do really nice lines, I can't lie.
Oh, when we were first asking him about it, after he had asked you about it,
He said your line work's
he was really
amazing.
happy with your work.
Oh yeah. I do the crazy shit that people.
Yeah, he said your line works busting for sure. And I'm loving the lithium charged
Oh yeah.
tattoo gun. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
One of my peoples is looking into that now.
Yeah, man, this is it.
Is that the top one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, there's 2 of them. And a couple other companies got one now, but there's 2. Cheyenne, Soul Nova, and this. Which my brother has both.
Right.
I like this. The Cheyenne is emotion activated, so you go like this, turn it up and down.
Oh, okay.
I
Really?
like
Wow.
that. I move my gun a lot. I don't know if that would be a handicap for me, but everybody else uses it normally.
Uh-huh.
You stop and go like this, turn the power up, turn the power down. At least I got a button. I like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is neat though.
We run them longer now though, because we don't turn them off like every time. Like before we like this.
Oh, okay.
Now
Yeah.
we just going.
Right.
It makes us go faster though.
It does. Yeah. You might as well if you have all the power for it, right? Beautiful.
A full battery can run all day, but it'd be irresponsible to have one battery to run all day.
Right.
So you run it halfway and then switch out.
Yep.
And we all got the same gun. Like I can go use her battery.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
We do that sometimes.
Kind of like everybody running a DeWalt or everybody running, everybody runs the same drill or type of tool. Yep. Cool. Very smart.
But now we all use the same needles.
That's right. Y'all want that good ink? Make sure to stop to Big G's Tattoo Parlor here in Atlantic City on the boardwalk. You may as well hit you with the hottest and finest inks.
That I will do.
Line work busting for sure. Oh yeah. What's going on, YouTube? Sorry for the delay of this video. I just came off of COVID. I was actually tested positive for COVID, and I just recently, within the past few days, have finally started to come back from it. It was a very scary situation to be in. We took our honeymoon, me and my wife now, did our honeymoon in New Jersey, and the entire time in Jersey I was just going through fever, no taste, no smell, the whole 9 yards. By the time we came back to Virginia, I finally started getting better, which put a damper on our build. But today I'm feeling good, I'm feeling confident. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do some more Bondo work today. Very excited to get back to it. I'll be back to work Monday, which is good. A lot of our crew members had went through a big spike. It did do a lot of damage, and I want to let everyone know out there, don't let it damage you. Do not let it damage you. Get tested, get distant. Do yourself and everyone else a favor. Get tested and get distant. It's worth it. So we're gonna head outside and start working on the 3rd day of our Bondo work. See you in a few. Well, this will most likely be day 3 for me. I ran out, but I got quite a bit on there. It's kicking really good. It's all coming to fruition. So the next final step will be to get in here and back in that area. Hopefully by then we'll have the center console out and we can begin getting the rest on, then the full sand. All this to be sanded and checked to see if it needs any more in the process to make it completely flat. Then we'll repanel it. Of course, the new one will go completely around this. This won't be here. This up here will be gone. The hole will go around it, so that way it's flush. It'll be nice and flush. And then I'll reinstall this pod, and I'll install the new pod in place. And that's gonna be it. Oh, I have the amp beside me. You could probably see it out the corner. I don't know if you can see the name of it or if you know the name of it. This is a really, really big amplifier, and I'll be exposing that here soon. But for now, we're gonna call this day 3. Stay tuned for more.